right, good afternoon. Good afternoon. Elaine Proby here, CEO of Proby's Tax and Accounting, and tips from Elaine's desk. And today we want to talk about 3 reasons you need accounting. And you guys, everybody needs to jump on this because once again, these are questions that I get all the time. And all of you guys that are in business, all of you guys that are in business out there, once again, everyone calls and they all want to know, what do I need to do for my taxes? And today we're going to talk about the reasons why you need accounting, which is going to tell you exactly what you need to do for your taxes, because that's one of the topics that we're going to discuss on here today. Okay, so 3 reasons why your business need accounting. And what is accounting? It is a process of reporting and recording and interpreting all of your business transactions. Now, all of you guys running a business out there, just keep in mind, you don't have to be incorporated. This doesn't have to be an LLC. It doesn't have to be any of that stuff. If you're running a sole proprietor business, you're the only one in it. You are working for yourself. You need accounting. So what I'm going to talk about today, everybody that has a business needs to do. Okay, so let's jump right into the first point today, guys. 3 reasons why you need accounting. First point today is the record keeping for accurate accounting. All right. Hi, Rod. Thanks for jumping on here. All right. Hit like and share on this video. The first point today, guys, is the record keeping for accurate accounting. Now, everyone knows that you have to keep some type of record if you're operating a business. What it does is once you keep those records, you have to put them in some type of systematic order, because you need to know totals of what type of income you have, right? The income, money is what you receive from sales, from fees, from providing services. This is your income, taxable income, not any type of loans or anything like that, guys, but the income is the monies that you make from providing the goods or services. So you have to keep track, and you need to report all those transactions as they come in, whether it's a daily, weekly, monthly, however your income comes in. You need to report those. You need to record those. This is your accounting records that you're setting up here. All of your purchases, all the merchandise you buy, all the supplies that you buy, everything that you purchase for your business, you need to make sure that you keep track of those. This is the accounting. This is the record keeping that you have to do. So you keep records of all that stuff. You keep track of everything, and you have to record this stuff. You have to put it down somewhere. You have to record it. You can put it in some type of automated record accounting program, or you could just make sure that you document this. Some people are still using spreadsheet. That is perfectly fine. But the fact that you are keeping records is a part of the accounting process that you must provide, okay? Keeping track of all the expenses that you pay, all your overhead expenses, guys, all of the stuff that you pay to operate, your rent, utilities, supplies that you purchase for your office, insurances, all of that stuff, all your expenses. These are the type of record that you have to keep, and accounting for this, meaning putting them all in a systematic order, so that you can have a monthly or weekly totals of all the monies that you spend. So you're tracking everything that comes in, you're tracking all of your sales, all of the fees for services that you provide, and you're also tracking all of your expenses. Now, if you have employees that you have to pay, guys, you have to keep track of that as well. So you have to make sure that you keep records to track all those employees. And not only do you have to show where you pay those employees, but you also have to report taxes on those employees that you withheld from their payroll check. So this is accounting. You must keep track of all the transactions and keep good record. Okay, so this is the first point today, record keeping, and why accounting is so essential for your operating of your business. Because again, you'll find out as we go through these 3 points, these 3 reasons why you need to do this. And once again, people, I get calls all day long. What do I need for your taxes, for my taxes? How do I keep record? And all they do is they give me the stories of everything that they did, and they spent money and they bought all this stuff. However, I always have to tell them, you need to keep the records, and then you need to account for every single transaction that took place in your business. And the easiest way to do this, of course, for those of you, make sure you have a business account. Go back to that business account from the bank, and then there's all your transaction. Account for everything on there, okay? First point. All right, let's move on to the second point today. So now, Now that you have kept those records, now that you have track of every transaction that came through your business account, and keep in mind, if you have used any other type of account, any type of credit cards, any other source, you need to also keep track of that stuff and summarize all that, okay? So now that you have done all this, guys, the reason you're doing this is so you could get accurate financial reports. So now that you track everything, you can now get reports from there. And these reports, these financial reports, such as your balance sheet, which will show all of the assets. Let's say you purchase equipment, you purchase any large items for your business, you purchase automobile, any type of machinery, all this stuff. These are assets. These will be on your balance sheet. All your cash account, however much money you have left in the bank, this will show up in your balance sheet. A balance sheet is one of the reports that you will generate from your accounting records. Okay. Without the accounting records, guys, you cannot have a balance sheet because there won't be anything on it. Right. So all of your major purchases, any asset that you buy, building, equipment, machinery, automobile, these are asset items. And this stuff goes on your balance sheet along with your bank balances and all that stuff. So that's one of the reports that you get when you do accurate accounting. The next financial report, which is so essential, is your income statements. We hear this all the time. You guys hear people ask you for a profit and loss statement, an income statement, pretty much the same thing. This is super important because the income statement tells you how much money you got in, how much money you spent, and what your bottom line is, whether you have a profit or whether you have a loss. Once again, you cannot have these reports. You can't have an income statement if you are not keeping track of your record and keeping proper accounting, right? We have to do that. So those financial reports can only be obtained from keeping the accounting, right? Hey, Marjorie, thanks for jumping on here. All right. She said good information, Elaine. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Good afternoon, Elaine. All right. Hey, Lerner, thank you for the hearts. I love it. I love it. Thanks for sharing the love. Okay, so the financial reports, guys, again, what it does also too, it helps with your cash flow projection. So when you have the accurate accounting and you have your financial report, you can do financial projection. You can say, okay, in the next 6 months, this is what it's going to look like based on my reports now, based on how my sales and expenses are flowing. This is what the financial picture will look like, let's say in 6 months. You can project, right? You can project what kind of money is going to come in and what kind of income the business is going to make. If you have no report to give you this information, it is hard to do anything. It is so hard to do anything. You can't project anything, guys. So we must do that, right? So, and it also is used for if you have business partners, people who have stocks in your company. They need this report. If you're trying to get money from a bank, if you're trying to get a loan from any of the lender, they need these financial reports. First thing they ask you for is, let me have a profit and loss. Let me have a financial report. Where is your balance sheet? They need this stuff. So how are you going to be able to have your business to grow, take it to the next level? If you need any type of funding or anybody to come in and invest in your business without having any type of financial report, you can't tell them what the business is doing. They're not just going to hear it, they want to see it. All right? So if you don't have proper accounting, once again, you cannot provide these financial reports. And Margie says, and I don't know why it's hard for me to see this today. She said, keep record. What do you say, Margie? Keep it. Okay. Good record keeping. I don't know. The glare is bad today. Good record keeping is very important. Yeah, it's so hard to see today, but good record keeping is very important. This is what Margie is saying. Thank you for interjecting that as well. And everyone needs to know that because once again, without it, it's just going to be difficult to get anything done. And people always, I can get a business loan and I can get this. Well, half the time you don't even have any financial records to show to folks, right? And a lot of times too, even when they're giving away free money, even for grants, the first thing they ask you for is financial records. You don't have any reports, you can't give it to them. You miss out on monies that are even free. And I mean, totally free. A lot of people miss out on that. And I know, Lord, why is it so bad to read this today? Okay. All right, let's see. Thanks for such detailed information. That's what it looks like to me. You're very welcome. Wow. I know there's a whole lot going on with the sun on this side of town. But yeah. So I can't emphasize this enough, because a lot of people with business, they start the business and they're just moving right along, and at the end of the day, or the end of the year, really, when it comes time for them to pull it together, they don't know what to put together, and they can't even put it together because they done missed it so long for 12 months, and they have stuff all over the place, and they have not been consistent. This is a part of business planning, though. We talked about this, right? We talked about business planning. We talked about how to operate the business, how to run it successfully, and this is staying on top of all that stuff, right? So financial reports, totally important. Let's move on to the third point today. And our third point today, and the main reason, the main and the most serious of all, why we need to keep good accounting records is for your taxes. Every taxpayer, individual, and business must figure out their taxable income so they could pay the fair share of taxes. These are exact quotes from the government, right? So, how are you going to do this, guys, if you are operating a business and you are not keeping your accounting records? How are you going to do this? How are you going to know what is your taxable income? Now, a lot of people get confused. Taxable income is not the money that you made. It's not your gross receipts, right? It's not all of the monies that someone pay you for the merchandise that you sold, or the fees for the services that you render. That's not your taxable income. That's the general income. That's your gross income. That's the money that you made. However, taxable income is totally different, right? Taxable income is the income that's left over after you pay all your business related expenses. Taxable income, that's the income that you pay the government, federal, state, local, city, whoever. That's the income that you pay those taxes on. Now, a lot of people get this wrong. So many people get this wrong. This is why I said how important it is for this accounting, because you can pay more taxes than you need to. And you make money and you spend it all back in taxes just because simply you didn't keep records. You don't know what your taxable income is. So important, guys. There's a difference between having taxable income of $10,000 or having taxable income of $50,000, simply because you did not keep accurate records. So for tax purposes, you must keep your accounting. You have to have accurate accounting, because it's going to be, let's say you didn't report enough taxable income, and you should have because you didn't keep proper record, and you get audited, right? Then you owe more money, and you owe penalties, and you had all these underreported of income and all kinds of stuff, right? And that's from not keeping good record. So if you keep proper record for tax purposes, you'll have an accurate tax return. In most cases, you pay a lot less taxes, because then you wrote off every single expense there was to write off, because you know what that is. So, and then if you have an audit, you don't have to worry about anything. It's so simple. Your reports are there. You did proper accounting. So if anybody questioned anything on your tax return, all you got to do is pull the records out. You know what I mean? You just pull the records out, and here it is, and that's it. No problem, no worries, no extra penalty, and no extra fees. And you know what I mean? And you're fine. So I don't know how much more to emphasize this, but I'm going to go back and record and recap this. Very super important for everyone out there. You guys hit like and share this video. Again, questions every day, all day, from everybody. What do I need to do? How do I need to file my taxes? And what do you need from me? And this is what I tell them. So let's get back to 3 reasons you need accounting. First one was record keeping. For accurate accounting, the record keeping is keeping track of everything that came in and out of your business. Best way to do it, if you open a business bank account, which I tell everyone to do, report all your transactions, everything that went through there, every check that was deposited, that was paid out, income from whatever source it is. Make sure it goes into that business account, and that way you can track everything from there and make sure that it's accurate. So you have systematic order of doing that. Second point is the financial reports. Without the financial reports, guys, without doing the accounting, you can't have financial reports. You want to have a balance sheet that shows what are the assets of the company, how much is the company worth, right? You want to have reports that says what is the income, the gross receipts. How much is the company gross? Is it gross $1 million, 2 million, 5 million? If you reporting accurate records, you write off your expenses, and your taxable income is, let's say, $1 million, you won't be able to give anybody this story if you are not keeping accounting records, right? So you can't get a loan from the bank. You can't even get free money from anybody. You can't get any grants from anywhere because they ask you for this stuff, right? You can't get investors. And if you have stockholders, you have partners, people need to see this, okay? So you have to do your accounting to get financial reports. And the last one, most important, third that I want to cover is taxes. And this is everybody's fear. Oh my God, what am I going to do with taxes? Half the time they don't understand. But the taxes is based on your taxable income, not how much money you make. All right. So those are my 3 reasons why it is important for you to have proper accounting. And I want to make sure that everybody out there that's operating a business, this is what you need. And for those of you who need to send me your tax information, and I got calls this morning about I have a business, what do I need to send you? And I had to explain to list those expenses and then send them to me, okay? So that's my 3 reasons, guys. With that said, you're watching Tips from Elaine's Desk. You're watching Tips from Elaine's Desk. With that said, I want to wrap this up. Want to keep let you guys know if you haven't started that business yet that you said you wanted to do. I know you've been on it for years and you always had this in mind. Go to elainesdesk.com for information, free information, this free webinar, and how you can get that business started, guys. It will give you all the information you need. It will talk about these financial statements as well. It'll talk about accounting. It will give you all this stuff on there. And, if you have any further questions after that, go to probytax.com. And there's a calendar under here. You can book a free 15-minute consultation. I'll be happy to clarify all this stuff with you. And your call our offices at 323-290-9034. I love this commercial. All right. So with that said, it is tax season. Make sure that you guys get your information in. We do taxes in any state. You don't have to come into the office. And for those of you guys who have an LLC or a partnership, we are heading into March 15th. Those returns are due. If you're not ready, again, don't have your accounting in order to get those taxes done, make sure that you get an extension file, okay? That's what I want to tell you guys. All right, so be back here on Thursday at 1 p.m. for more free information. All right, so with that said, I want you guys to join me here Tuesday and Thursday, every Tuesday and Thursday at 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. All right, so with that said, you guys have a wonderful rest of your Tuesday afternoon, and I will see you back here on Thursday at 1 p.m. Hit like and share on this video. Like and share on this video. Everybody's going to ask you the same question they asked me, and now you can tell them, look, this is what you do, or go look at that video, and I'll tell you everything you need to know. All right, guys, so with that said, I want you guys to have a wonderful rest of your day, and you guys take care of each other, and take care of yourself. Bye-bye.